What's up, guys? Happy 4th of July. My name is Christian Giulu, and welcome to my podcast called The Guru. We got some great content for you guys. We're going to talk about basketball and soccer, and I think you guys will be very intrigued by what I have to say today. Let's get right to it. Let's talk about the NBA draft. There's a natural process that happens in life called evolution. It's a process in which things tend to change over time. We change our behaviors, we change our priorities, and we change how we see things. If you look at women before Instagram or social media, they used to be happy when a man got them a gift at the mall. Now it's not enough. Now you gotta pay for the BBL. Now you gotta pay for expensive trips so they can post it on social media. And so things are just simply changing. Even if you look at men, we're supposed to be ambitious and we're supposed to be goal-oriented. Now we got grown men who watch cartoons and call it anime. They got role models as Naruto and Goku. And so as you can clearly see that there's an evolution in our behaviors. There's a big evolution happening in the NBA. If you look at the last 7 NBA MVPs, they've all been foreigners. If you rank the top 4 players in NBA currently, they're also all foreigners. You have Luka, you have Embiid, you have Jokic, and you have Giannis. And if you also watch the NBA draft that just happened, you would have noticed that 3 of the top 10 picks were all foreigners. They were all French. And so you're starting to see this domination of these foreigners coming to the league and just dominating. And part of the reason why they're dominating is because they come to the league with no baggage, no drama. They don't have babies mama left and right. They're not getting in trouble with the law. And part of it is that sense that, hey, I'm not in my country. I need to be my best behavior. And when you start looking at this domination and you just start seeing that these guys are focused and they're just dominating. When you start looking at the American stars that get drafted, you just start seeing problems after problems. If you look at Zion doesn't want to eat healthy. He got paid, but doesn't want to eat healthy. Doesn't want to get in shape. Dating a porn star. I don't know. Maybe he wants to be in the pornography business. Maybe that's an retirement plan after the NBA. I'm not sure. You got a guy like Ant-Man. He's 23 years old, but wants to date a 30-year-old who got 2 kids, one with Chief Keef. Chief Keef's baby mama. That's really who you want to date? All these beautiful women in America, all these models on Instagram. You want to date a girl with that kind of baggage? I don't understand it. You got a guy like John Morant who got everything going for himself. Great career, got paid, but he wants to play John Wick. John Morant wants to threaten his career by playing John Wick in real life. Sometimes I don't understand the decision making. It's like these kids don't have parents to guide them. You got a guy like James Harden, who at this point is more of a rapper's groupie than a basketball player. He's in more rappers' videos than playoff games. You got a guy like Draymond Green who wants to be a UFC fighter. The worst one is this guy, Jaden Green. He's 19 years old. He got a great career coming up. And this dude wants to date a girl who could be his mom. She is so old that she got a kid his age. I don't understand this decision making. I don't understand how you could just bring all these drama to yourself which is unnecessary. And so when these NBA GMs are seeing this and they're like, why draft an American when I could draft a Serbian or a French who's gonna come in, be focused, and play hard and have a great career? And that's not to say that these foreigners will always get drafted over Americans. But what I'm trying to say is, if you got an American who's got a great talent and a European who got great talent, where you got to start looking at the intangibles and the personalities, I'm picking a foreigner. When I pick a foreigner, I know what I'm getting. I know they're not gonna get in trouble with the law. When I pick an American, he could be LeBron James, which would be good, or it could be John Wick. And so it's a big risk. And that's why you're seeing these guys getting picked more and more. If you look at a guy like Luka, there's no off-court drama. He's married. The only problem is don't tell him to get in shape. If you tell him to get in shape, then you might have issues. If you tell him to stop smoking, then you have issues. But other than that, he brings no drama to the team. You got a guy like Jokic. The only issue with Jokic is he likes horse riding too much. Is he gonna retire early to start horse riding? That's the only drama you have with a guy like that. You got a guy like Giannis. As long as you keep his brother on his team, as long as you keep his brother on the payroll, he's good. No drama, he's going to play. And so you just seeing the issues that Americans have. I mean, Ant-Man, there's reports that came out a few days ago that he just has a secret kid and a secret. It's just all weird. And I just don't understand that. And so I think that these foreigners are going to keep dominating. There's a high chance that Shea wins the MVP next year. There's a high chance that Luka wins the MVP next year. Americans don't really have that many candidates. And so I think that the Europeans and the foreigners' dominance is going to keep going for the next 10 years or so. I think they're going to run through the league, and there's just nothing that the Americans can do about it. So let's talk about Bronny James. Bronny James is a very interesting player. So Bronny James which is LeBron James' kid, was picked 55th in the second round of NBA draft. So when I'm watching all these big media personalities talk about Bronny, there's a lack of objectivity. It feels like they want to cater to LeBron James. And I understand why you want to do that, because LeBron James is big. He can close and open doors for you, and you don't want to irritate him. And so there's a lack of objectivity in what they're saying about him. But I'm going to tell you the real truth. So he was selected 55th, and he went to Sierra Canyon. And since he was a junior, you could clearly see the kid was not talented. You could literally see it. He did nothing special. And I had people tell me, oh, he got Amari Bailey on his team. He's not getting the shots as he should. Let's wait till he becomes a senior. I waited, and nothing happened. This kid was a senior. He became a senior, which was when he was supposed to shine. There were 3 seniors on his team. So he was basically the big profile in all those 3 seniors. I mean, those 2 seniors weren't really 4-stars or 5-star players. They weren't really big time players. And so he was the big star. He was supposed to be the big star. That's what I was told. He averaged 14 points. This is a kid who practiced in the best facilities, had the best trainers, practiced in the best gyms in the world. He had opportunities that a regular kid never had. I was waiting for him to become a star as a senior. He averaged 14 points. At what point do we realize the kid just don't got it? He's just not that talented. At what point do we realize that? This is a selfish dad being selfish and putting his ambitions ahead of his kid's future. I don't understand this. This kid never had to work for anything, had everything handed to him. And so you took away his chance to actually earn his way into the league. I mean, I don't think it's good. I think it's a bench warmer. If you ask me, he's Compy's youngest brother or Pat Bear. But at the end of the day, he had 3 years to prove himself. And so he's been everything that's been handed to him. I mean, he was in the McDonald's All-Star game. He did not deserve to be in there. So you created this entitled kid who never had to work for anything. And that one time where he actually had a chance to earn his way into something, you took that away. Maybe that's a way for LeBron to say, hey, my kid isn't good, just like I think. And I better get him in the league before I leave, because when I leave, he's not getting in. And to me, it's selfish. You took the opportunity away from the kid. I just don't understand it. If you looked at his career, you would see he had 0 points in 3 games. He had 2 points in 4 games. I don't understand it. He's a bad free throw shooter. He shot 26% from threes. I don't know what this kid is good at. Because sometimes you might say, oh, okay, the player he's not a good scorer. He's not scoring a lot of points. But I see these skills that I think could take him to the next level, that I think he can develop that will take him to the next level. I'm looking at Bronny. I don't see it. His jumper is broke. He's not a good passer. They try to play him a point guard. I could have played point guard better than him. He doesn't have great handles. He only goes one way. He's only good at finishing in one hand. So I just don't understand why. Why put your kid in a situation where he's gonna make a mockery, where people are gonna make fun of him every single day? Marcus Jordan was there. He was in this situation. Michael Jordan didn't do this. He's happy. You don't have to be in the NBA. I mean, he's clearly happy. He's dating a girl half his age, or a girl that can be his mama. He looks happy. So I don't understand why LeBron James had this obsession to try to force his kid to be in the NBA. I mean, I actually understand. I think he gave up on trying to chase Michael Jordan. He's like, dude got 6 championships. I'm not getting there, so I'm giving up. At least I can have the record playing with my kid, because nobody in the right mind thinks LeBron James is a better player than Michael Jordan. So he gave up on that dream, and now the Lakers is pretty much a show. Keep up with the James, and I just don't understand it. And sometimes I think that Klay Thompson should have went to the Lakers, but maybe that's why he didn't go, because this team clearly has no chance to win the NBA. I mean, it's too much distraction. You guys remember a couple months ago there were reports that came out through all these podcasts that all these ex-players are doing, where the chemistry, the news came out that the chemistry of the Lakers of the Clippers was broken the day Doc Rivers decided to give his kid a contract that he didn't deserve. This is the wrong way to build chemistry, because now you're rubbing people the wrong way. I don't understand why I don't understand why the Lakers let him do that. He was not going anywhere. He's 39 years old. He built everything around LA. He was not going anywhere. And so like you basically just gave up. That's what the Lakers did. They gave up on the season. They're gonna suck and they're not winning. And this kid, I don't understand what he brings to the table. At least Giannis' brother, I can say, well, he's kind of big, if somebody wants to foul his brother hard, at least don't be scared that his brother's gonna step up because he's kind of big. Bronny is from Beverly Hills. If somebody fouls his dad hard, who's scared of him? Who you gonna fight? I just don't understand. His calm could be Pat Bev, but he just don't got that dog in him. How you gonna have that dog in you when everything was handed to you? Pat Bev came from Chicago. He had to earn everything he got. He came from the rough parts of Chicago. He played 4 years in college, I think. Didn't get drafted to the NBA. Had to go overseas, work on his craft, and that builds character. It makes you realize that you have to work hard to get everything you got. This kid never had to work hard for anything. So of course he's not gonna have that dog in him. Of course he's not gonna get that much better than he is. He's just not good. And you can spin the story how you want. He is not good. If his last name wasn't LeBron James, he'll play in some small D1 school, go to school for 4 years and come out and become an LA Fitness trainer. And now all of a sudden he's supposed to be an NBA player? This is ridiculous. I don't get it. But yeah, I thought LeBron James gave up on the season. It is what it is. It's good for my Nuggets that the Lakers gave up because less competition. So let's talk some soccer. I know you guys have been watching the Euro. It's been a great competition, a lot of surprises. All the great teams that we thought were going to dominate haven't been able to do so. England barely made it out in the last game thanks to Bellingham's bicycle kick. Bellingham, speaking of Bellingham, he's one of the most overrated players I've ever seen. There's no creativity in that guy. However, that's a debate or that's a subject for another day. So it's been a great competition. And in order for you to win those kind of competition, talent is not enough because the margin of error is so small. You gotta, there's no such thing as away games and home games. If you were playing like in the Champions League, it's one game, and if you in these knockout rounds, if you lose, you're out. You don't have a chance to make adjustments. You don't get a second chance, and so there needs to be a lot of chemistry and talent. And so when you don't, and so a lot of these teams have a lot of talent, but sometimes beyond the scenes, there are conflicts, internal conflicts over leadership. I mean, we've heard a lot about Yaya Toure and Drogba. We heard about Arjen Robben and Van Persie, and so both teams never won. They underachieved. They underachieved. I would say, and so I think that another team, a team that's going to be victim to that, is Portugal. Portugal will be a victim for that because of one guy named Cristiano Ronaldo. I've never seen somebody so selfish and egocentric as that guy. I don't understand this. You're 39 years old. You play in the Saudi league. The Saudi league is what? The 10th best league in the world? And you still think you're the man. You a Toyota Yaris that still think he's a Ferrari. You're not a Ferrari, man. Give it up. I don't understand this. This dude feels like he needs to take all the free kicks and all the penalties. Like, you're not that guy anymore. There's Bruno Fernandes, who played for Manchester United, who just plays, at this point in his career, is a much better player than you. He plays in a tougher league. He plays against better competition. And right now, he's just younger. And you got, and for you to think that you're still the man, they also got Bernardo Silva, who also played for Man City, and he was actually one of the big stars in the Champions League that they won a few years ago. And Ronaldo still has not grasped that idea that, hey, I'm not the man anymore. I don't understand this. I played basketball in high school. I want to play basketball in college. But I had to come to a realization that the probability of me making it to the NBA, being 5'11", not the most athletic guy in the world, not the best shooter in the world, is probably in the negatives. And so, you know what I did? I gave up trying to pursue playing basketball in college, and I decided to actually focus on my study. And that actually worked out. I think there's got to be a reality check for Cristiano Ronaldo. You're not the man anymore. You're never going to be Messi. I understand that it hurts that you want to be Messi so bad. It hurts that Messi won Copa America. He has a great chance to win again. And they give him all the credit and guys play for him. I know it hurt. Just like I had to make a tough decision to stop doing what I love and focus on something that will actually make me better. You need to stop thinking you're the man and let it go. You're not the man. The best player on the team is Bruno Fernandes and Bernardo Silva. You're just not the man anymore. I don't understand this, and you will never be Messi. Whether it's Pluto, Moon, and Jupiter, you're not going to be Messi. You don't inspire people like Messi. People don't play for you like Messi. You're selfish, and you're killing the chemistry of the team. And the coach Robert Martinez, he needs to be investigated. I mean, either Ronaldo is paying this guy or he's a fanboy, in which case it's even worse because you just doing things out of emotion instead of logic. Because I don't understand why Cristiano Ronaldo has to play 120 minutes. He's 39 years old and he has been playing the whole game and the whole overtime. And it's not like it's a team that don't have a lot of options. You have a loaded bench. You have one of the best bench in the Euro. You got the guy from PSG. You got Diogo Jota, But you think the Ronaldo, who hasn't done much in the Euro, that he should play all the minutes? What has he done for you to play him all these minutes? He's getting all these header opportunities that he can't seem to hit because his timing is off. He in his first touch is letting him down on a lot of occasions, and that happens. As further time, you're old, your body don't move the same. You just don't. You can't do the things that he used to do. And the only person the only person who doesn't understand that is the coach. He keeps playing him. Ronaldo is 0 for 33 in direct kicks in any major tournament for Portugal. He was 0 for 4 in the last game, and yet he refuses to let anybody else take the free kicks. Are you serious? So you mean to tell me I'm not even asking to give up all of them? I'm just asking you to share, man. You're in a team. It's about chemistry. It's not all about you. And he just refuses. There was a free kick on the left side of the box, and it was one of those free kicks where you don't have a chance to score because it's a tough angle. Best case scenario, the goalkeeper is gonna catch it. And this dude he's so butthurt that he hasn't scored. Oh, Messi scoring, I can't score, so I need to do something. And he decides to just instead of just putting up a center into the box and hoping somebody hits it or touches it or a header or something. This guy decides to shoot it to go at the goal. It's an impossible angle to score in, and all he does is put it over the bar. And that was a danger for the Birds. I felt so bad for the Birds that I almost called Peter so this guy could get a lawsuit. I don't understand this. Why are you trying to kill the Birds? It's just a simple soccer game. Just for you to equal Messi, you will never be Messi. You're number 2. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't understand this. He decided it was I think it was overtime, and they got a penalty. And Ronaldo has missed 30 penalties in his life. Bruno, not to say that he's a bad penalty taker, but he's not the greatest. Bruno Fernandes has only missed 4 penalties in his career, and he plays for United, and he's the number 1 penalty taker on the team. So he has a conversion rate of 91 or 92. So basically that means if that guy Bruno Fernandes is taking the penalties, you might as well go to sleep. As a keeper, you might as well go to sleep because you're not stopping it. I mean, that's how good he is as a penalty taker. The country, the tournament is on the line. Ronaldo just cannot put his pride aside and let Bruno, after taking all the free kicks that he did nothing with, he refuses to let Bruno Fernandes take the penalties. I don't understand. He has a better penalty conversion rate. You want the honor so bad. You want to be praised. So you're putting the team at risk, and this is why their chemistry is off. They have a bad chemistry. I mean, you can clearly you might not see it on screen, you might not be able to notice it, but I notice it. Bruno Fernandes does not like him because he feels like he should be the leader. And yeah, you got this guy who's a Toyota Yaris, but still think he's a Porsche. And I just don't get it. And the coach is just he's like a fanboy. You got all these attacking talent on the bench. The last game, Leao was the left winger, was the most dangerous man on the field that day. And yeah, he was frustrated because he was the first one to be taken out. When Ronaldo should have been the one to get taken out because he's simply not doing anything. They're putting in all these centers that are being wasted because he can't do much with it because his timing is off. He's just missing. And so you got a lot of frustration behind the scenes. They have no chance to win, not because they don't have talent, but their chemistry is off because of one man. They're going to lose to France. I don't see a scenario in which they beat France. And it's very sad. And Cristiano Ronaldo, if you're hearing me, if you're watching this, I need you to hear me out, man. You will never be Messi. and you might never win another big tournament again because you're selfish. You're selfish, and everybody in your team probably hates you, and it's very sad. You're too old, man. Give it up. So let's talk about Clay. A few days ago, we heard the news that Clay is going to the Mavs. And we all know he was not going to stay with the Warriors. And we also knew that with the Mavs and the Lakers were potential suitors. And because of Clay's experience being in the league for so long and having gone through everything he went through with the Warriors, I would have thought he would have made a better decision than he did. I would have thought he would have went to the Lakers. I thought the Lakers was a better fit than the Mavs. If it's not the Lakers, could it be somebody else like New York? I'm not sure if New York was pursuing him. Well, the fit with the Mavs is just bad. I don't get it. The Mavs offense is a lot of pick and roll iso ball, which means Luka or Kyrie gets the ball, gets a pick, gets a switch, or tries to go iso. The offense is not sophisticated. Essentially, Clay will be relegated to going in the corner and wait till Luka passes him the ball to shoot. His touches, he's not going to get his touches. He's going to be a true 3-and-D. Go in the corner, wait till Kyrie and Luka find you. And that's just not who he is. There's data that shows that. Last year, he shot 41% from threes when the defender was 2 to 4 feet away from him. His percentage went down to 33% when the nearest defender was 4 to 6 feet away from him. So what that means is that he's more comfortable shooting shots when there's a guy contesting it than when there isn't a guy. And when you're gonna play for the Mavs, that's essentially you become a true 3-and-D. You stand in the corner, you wait till Luka makes something happen, and he passes it to you. And there's a story of a couple years ago about Kobe. I mean, we all know Kobe's a great shooter, right? Nobody's going to tell you Kobe's not a great shooter. But there's reports that came out that when he was playing with the U.S. for the Olympics, that he was having a hard time shooting open threes. Of course he was having trouble shooting open threes. He's not used to that. It's a whole science behind there. Like if you're not used to it, it's not as easy as you think. His whole career, he's always had to shoot contested threes, just like Clay. His whole career, he's been used to shooting contested threes. And all of a sudden, you're going to tell him to go in the corner and wait for Luka to make something happen? That's just not him. He needs his touches. He needs to go through screens. He played his whole career in an offense that has a lot of motion, a lot of touches, a lot of people moving around. And now you're going to play in a very basic offense where you essentially wait till the best player makes something happen and you shoot it. That's just not who he is. I just don't understand it. The Lakers is a better fit. Not only do the Lakers need more shooting, but the Lakers have a coach who's basically a less talented version of Clay. They have a coach who's a shooter, who made a career going through screens to get open. And that's what Clay needs. Clay needs an offense where there's a lot of moving around. There's people setting a lot of screens for him to get open. He's not a player that you can just plug in the corner and tell him to wait and just shoot when you're open. That's just not who he is. And defensively, it just makes no sense. They got Clay because in the finals last year, they couldn't make threes, so they're like, okay, we need shooting. But what about the defensively? Clay is going to be 34 years old. He can't move like he used to anymore. He used to be a great defender, but after the injury, he just hasn't been the same. He's not that good of a defender anymore. Luka's clearly can't stop nobody. I mean, he couldn't stop me. He's a cone. Kyrie Irving can't stop nobody either. So even if you think that Clay is not going to start, if eventually you want him to play with Kyrie and Luka, because that's what you got him for. You got him because those passes that they were making to Green and all those other players in the Mavs in the final last year, they couldn't make him. And you think that Clay is gonna be a solution? He's gonna struggle in that role. That's not him. And and at the end of the day, he's old. When I'm watching all these Dallas fans being delusional, talking about, oh yeah, we got Clay, we got better, we're gonna make threes that Green and all these other and Hardaway were missing. His 3-point percentage used to be in the 40s. It's going down. He's shooting stats are just going down all around. I mean, his efficiency is going down. He used to be in the 40s, now he's in the 30s, and I don't think they're going back up. And now he's playing in a territory that he's never been in, and you think that all of a sudden you're going back to the final? That's delusional. It's like dating Janet Jackson in 2024, and you're flexing that you're dating a baddie. No, you're not. I just don't understand it. I just don't, and I think that the offense has a lot of limitation. I think they got really lucky in who they faced in the playoff last year. I think that the Clippers was a poorly constructed team. They got the best player barely plays. Their second best player is a flake. I mean, he's a phony. Every single year, every single playoffs, he disappears. Their third best player is more of a rapper's groupie than a basketball player. So of course they won that game, and then they ended up playing OKC. OKC was young. Their second best player is his first playoff. The third best player is a big who weighs 170 pounds. So they were able to bully him and get a lot of boards. So obviously they had a lot of advantages there. And then they ended up playing Minnesota, and Minnesota is they're also young. They're also not that great offensively. Gobert just can't make the right reads, and he clogs the paint. And I think a lot of things happen that shouldn't have happened, but because of circumstances. For example, Denver just refused to invest in the bench. It was either Michael Porter or bust. I mean, Bron is a marginal basketball player at best. He's a marginal NBA talent. So, like, for them to have counted on him to do something in the playoff, that was crazy. And so we got in the playoff. We play Minnesota. Michael Porter obviously hasn't learned to dribble the ball in the past 5 years. I don't know why he does in the offseason. Maybe he just does shooting drills. He does not want to learn how to dribble. He can't do anything other than catch a shoot. And so he struggles, and you can't take him out. And so we're just stuck. It's Michael Porter on bust. And that's why we lost. And so Minnesota wasn't as good as you thought they were. And they got exposed against the Mavs. And the Mavs really got to where they are because they got a favorable matchup where had that been Denver, they wouldn't have made it to the final. And they got to the final and they got exposed because the offense is just not complex. You can't win a game where you just have two dudes hold on to the ball and try to make something happen. They're talented, but they're limited. There's a limitation to that kind of offense, and they got exposed for it. And on top of the fact that they got two players who can play defense, and so like I don't understand why Clay chose to go to the Mavs. It's just a poor decision, and it's gonna backfire him. I mean, maybe he didn't want to go to the Lakers because the Lakers are more of a reality show, Keep Up with the James, than a basketball team. But I felt like he could have went somewhere else. I just think that there's gonna be a lot of frustration playing for the Mavs. And on top of the fact that if you're playing with the Lakers, you're gonna get your touches. LeBron is gonna miss a lot of games, and it's just a much better fit. And so I think it was a wrong decision, but only time will tell. Have you ever been in a relationship that was kind of done? I mean, you guys weren't officially broken up, but there was just nothing left. Everything was stale. There's no love. One of you guys is still hanging on, but in reality, you know deep down that this is not going anywhere. You start complaining about things you didn't complain before. A lot of things start annoying you. You start complaining that your man's Kool-Aid don't got enough sugar. He start complaining that your chicken tastes like hospital food. And they're like, it's just not, things are just not the same. Things are just not clicking. You know, a team or a team and a player's relationship that kind of feels like that? It's the Golden State Warriors and Stephen Curry. I don't understand this. This idea that we got this aging star, we're gonna put enough pieces around him to win in a loaded conference. It's just not happening. Let it go. It's time to move on. The dynasty did this thing. You won a lot of championships, but it's over. I don't understand this. They got Chris Paul, who was, I don't know, 45 years old, 5'10", can't really move, can't really defend anymore. And you're going to pair him up with Stephen Curry, who was never a great defender. Clearly it didn't work. It was never going to work. I don't understand this. And now they got Buddy Hield, who played 12 minutes a game in the playoff last year. That's supposed to be the new splash brother. That's supposed to be the piece that's supposed to help you compete or help you contend. You're just not contending. The Western Conference is too deep. They're younger, they're faster, and they're more athletic. You just don't have enough fire weapon. You have Kuminga, who really can't shoot, hasn't really developed, and it's not his fault. I blame the team for that. Because you guys are still hanging on to this dream that you're going to win another ring or that you can compete. It's just not going to happen. And so this guy, you guys are delaying this guy's development because now he has to cater to Draymond Green, to Steph, to Wiggins, and to Clay. Now that Clay is gone, hopefully that would help. But this guy hasn't been put in a position to succeed. And he actually had to call out the coach in order for him to start getting minutes. And it's pathetic. And it's just, I don't get the logic behind it. Clay was the perfect partnership for Stephen Curry. Clay was a great shooter and he was a really good defender. And it's really hard to find that combination. A great player that can play defense at an elite level and shoot at an elite level. And they got that out of Clay. And Clay is gone. He was kind of going downhill. Now it's over. You don't have Kevin Durant anymore. Draymond Green is more of a UFC fighter than a basketball player. So let it go. It's over. You're not winning. Have you seen OKC? Have you seen what they got now? They didn't have their weakness. One of the biggest weaknesses they had last year was they didn't have size, and now they added size. Now all the young pieces that they had, they've grown. They got 1 year under their belt, and now they're gonna get better as well. So it's like there is no window for Stephen Curry. Stephen Curry is aging. He hasn't made the first team, All NBA first team in 3 years. Didn't even make the second team last year. He was on the third team. He's aging. The Warriors need to blow this up. It's time to start over. Send Curry to a team that actually has a chance to contend. Acquire some draft capital, draft some players, put Kuminga as the centerpiece of your project, and see where it takes you. And lots of time you gotta know when it's time to move on. It is time to move on. You're just not going to win again. And it's really pathetic that they can't see that. And Buddy Hield made a statement saying that he chose the Warriors over the Lakers because the Warriors had a better chance. What? Buddy Hield, whatever you were smoking, whether it's crack, shrooms, or you just doing cocaine, or whatever it is that you're doing, I pray that you get back on the right path because you did not think through that statement. The Warriors are not better than the Lakers. The Lakers, actually, I can make a case that the Lakers would have been in the final against the Mavs if it wasn't for the Nuggets. We just happened to be a bad matchup for them, and that's it. But for you to say that the Warriors actually have a better chance than the Lakers, that's just crazy and it's just completely nonsense. The Warriors are not going anywhere. They're done. They need to blow it up.